Hi everyone, Wayne Williams here from Profunda Analytics. Today I'm pleased to announce the release of Profunda Voice 2.5. The highlights of this release are a simplified command structure, the ability to add more than one filter per field. So for example, you can filter on both Tuesday and Wednesday for the weekday field. Greatly enhanced geospatial capabilities. I'm really looking forward to showing you these. And finally, our new voice calibration process. Let's get started. For simplified command structure, we've reduced the command set to only 4 base commands. Add adds an element to the current dashboard. Remove removes an element from the current dashboard. Show navigates to another dashboard. And run runs a program, such as an AI analysis program. Let's give you a couple of examples of those. Let's say that we're in this pivot analysis dashboard and that we want to add a column for doctors to the pivot table. Previously, you would have had to say explicitly add column doctor. Now you can achieve the same goal like this. Add doctor. What we've done there is remove the requirement to specify that doctor refers to a column because the system is already smart enough to figure that out on its own. Similarly, if you want to add a filter, you can now just say this. Add Camelot office. Instead of saying add filter Camelot office, because the system is again smart enough to figure out that Camelot office is a specific value and not a column. Remove works in exactly the same way. You no longer have to specify if you're referencing a column, a filter, etc. So I won't cover that. We've also done the exact same thing with the show command. Instead of saying show dashboard trend to navigate to trend analysis, you can simply say show trend and let the system figure out what you mean. You can also use the alternative form. Show back. Show trend 3. We've also done the same thing for the run command, but I'll wait until we get to the new map abilities before we show you that. The second main feature we've added is the ability to add multiple filters for the same field. Remove all filters. Add cataract surgeries. Add argon lasers. You can add one or more filters across every data field in the system, making for unlimited filter combinations. Now let's turn our attention to one of my favorite new feature sets in version 2.5, enhanced geospatial capabilities. Show map. Add Camelot group. First, notice that the dots on the map are now multicolored. Green dots represent patients that have had their first appointment with the clinic in the past 30 days. We call those new patients. Red dots represent patients that became new patients within the past 31 to 90 days. And purple dots represent patients that have had a relationship with the clinic longer than 90 days. You don't currently see any green dots on the screen because of the nature of this test data, but you'll see some shortly. One of the cool things we could do is change the underlying map layers to give us different demographic information. Add layer homes with seniors. Add layer median age. Add layer median income. Add layer total population. Add layer base map. Notice that in changing these layers, we simply use the add command. Again, the system is smart enough to recognize that when there can only be one of something at any one time, such as a measure or a map layer, add means change. You can also add markers representing specific office locations. Add marker Camelot office. Not only has the map added an orange marker here to show you the location of the office, it's also drawn this irregularly shaped polygon around the office location. This represents 30 minutes of driving time in all directions. This can be immensely helpful. Not only does it show you right away that the vast majority of the Camelot office's cataract surgery and argon laser patients live quite close to the office, you can also zoom in to see if there are any residential areas, for example, which seem to be neglected. That is, you're not drawing any patients from those areas. Here, for example, is an area where they've got residential streets, and we're not drawing any argon laser or cataract surgery patients to that location. That might be worth a little bit of marketing effort in there to make people aware that those services are available quite nearby. Another thing you can do is select an area of the map with your mouse. First, we'll clear all the filters and start with a clean slate. Remove all filters. This type of filter is every bit as valid as any other filter, meaning I can ask to see information about all the patients inside the selected rectangle. Show summary. Show trend. Notice how, as I'm doing this, the latitude and longitude coordinates become part of a filter just like any other filter. One thing I didn't mention earlier was the ability to examine patient histories via the map. Show map. We do this simply by clicking an individual patient dot. As you can see, this allows us to view not only the chronological history of a patient, but also the types of procedures they underwent for each visit. Going back to the beginning of each patient's history, we can then find out what brought them to the clinic in the first place. Again, think of the value this could bring to a marketing campaign. You select a target area, offer some kind of promotional deal on, say, eye examinations, then watch for new patients, green dots, to show up in your target area, and confirm why they have visited the clinic. Yet another way that you can view the results of marketing efforts is to ask the system to replay history for you. For example, the current view you're looking at in this rectangle is based on the end date specified in the top right-hand corner of the dashboard, which for this test data is September 30th, 2018. But let's say that we've made a concerted effort to recruit new patients starting at the beginning of that year. We can watch the whole thing unfold over time simply by doing this. Run history, January 2018. We'll be adding a lot more of that kind of historical animation everywhere in the system over the next few months. This video has already gone on much longer than intended, so I'll stop here. In part 2 of this release video, we're going to cover Profunda Voice's help system, as well as how to both calibrate and use voice control for maximum benefit.